lipids. Who could tell me, based on what we learned yesterday, what a lipid is made up of? You raise your hand to speak, and then I call him. No. What is long chains of sugars? Carbohydrates. A carbohydrate is an organic molecule made up of sugar. If you're a lipid, you can't be a carb. Okay? So they're two separate things with separate building blocks, separate type of composition. Proteins and amino acids are something else too.
Nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur.
That's a good answer. Nitrogen, phosphates, and sulfur, except none of those things. So what are the three answers?
Carbon, hydrogen, acid.
There you go. She knew that organic compounds are made up of CHA and PS. So she picked the other three because carbs were CHO, right? And she thought, okay, lipids are going to be the other three. What makes a lipid right now, just based on that, different from a carb? Who could tell me that?
It doesn't have the other three, which is nitrogen.
Neither does a carb.
The carbon, it's two, the ratio is 2 to 1 1.
1 to 2 to 1. Good. For every one carbon, there's 2 hydrogens and there's 1 oxygen. Lipids doesn't follow that perfect ratio. So that makes them different right there. Their building blocks are also different. Now, when you think of a lipid, what's the word that comes to your mind? If you have reference from before. Fat. Good. Lipids. Fats is a perfect example of a lipid, and its building blocks are actually called fatty acids. There's always a glycerol attached to 3 fatty acids. If you look at my diagrams, you could see that. Glycerol attached to 3 fatty acids. Now, different from carbs, in carbs I gave you function and then types. Lipids are different because each type of lipid has a specific function. So I'm going to do each type with its specific function. So based on prior knowledge, hopefully that you have, what is the function of a fat or an oil?
Well, like what do they do? Fats, like make you gain weight.
Yes?
You store energy?
They store energy. They are stores of energy, and they last a long time. Because they get stored, your body uses them for energy. What do other organisms use fat for? And in humans, the same thing.
Insulation.
Good. Warmth and insulation. Anybody know any other types of lipids?
The cholesterol.
Good. Is that up here? Well, steroids and hormones kind of link to them. You're thinking of cholesterol, but that's my next page. It's a specific example of fats and how it works in your body. What else? Anybody know any other functions of lipids or types of lipids? I'm going to give you an example of one and see if you can figure out what the function is. Waxes. What do waxes do?
They clean.
How?
Keep the sun out.
Awesome. They repel water. Here's the last one. Anybody know what a phospholipid is? You've seen this word. I promise you. Has to do with cells. So if I tell you this, forms membranes, what do you think a phospholipid membrane does for a cell? What do membranes do for the cell? Protects it how?
Maybe if the process like the cell wall or something.
Cell wall is different from the membrane.
Membrane only lets certain things pass through.
Exactly what it is. Controls what enters and leaves the cell.